BK.
What is up, man?
We got to give the people what they want, man. I have gotten so many messages here in the last 3 minutes. They're like, is this KFL Tonight? Is it time? Is it? Yes. Welcome to the official recap show. KFL Tonight, man. Let's go. Let's go. Hope everybody's doing well, man. Dude, what a weekend.
Banger games this weekend.
I tell you, man, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, putting the KFL together, man, dude, I did not realize how, where it would go. And this is honest God's truth. This is kind of like speaking from the heart, man. Like every single professional sports league wants exactly what happened this weekend with the KFL. And I'm dead serious. You have parity. You have road wins. You know, it's a 50-50 toss-up, dude. You never know what's going to happen, man. If we were betting on Vegas, Vegas would clean up big time because, you know, you have 50-50 shots, man. You know what I mean? It was incredible action, man. I'll tell you, I'm super happy with the product, the way it's going on right now.
Yeah, so, thankfully my swamp donkeys took care of me, boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, dude. It was fun, man. What up, everybody? There's so many people on the night, man. We just want to tip our cap to you. I'm back home from Florida, man. Drove back this morning, all the way through all at the end of the day, man. So we are here, man. We're here for you. So we're excited, guys. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for everything, man. You guys have been fantastic, dude. I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, dude, these guys are excited, man. I mean, they're 100% invested into this, man, and they give their heart, body, and soul into this league, man. So we can only do. And just give back a little bit, man. It's been great. I mean, I get RPI sent to me. I've got power rankings sent to me. I've got videos. I've got, all these different stats being worked on. I mean, it's phenomenal, man. It's
so good.
It's just good. So, but BK, I don't know, man. You think we should give the people what they want?
Hey, let's jump right into it, man. Let's start going over these games.
Let's go. I think we should just get right into it, man. Let's just get into this, man. Here we go.
Jump into it. Jump in. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with. Here we go.
We're copyrighted.
We're already copyrighted anyway.
Yeah, we're already copyrighted.
Let's just go full bloom, man. Let's go ahead and go Rebels, man. Rebels Maniacs, baby.
Dude, Maniacs. Where's Tim Spry at, man? Interesting matchup there. Really thought Spry would have came through for Maine. Like, I trust that guy fishing those waters up there, but Rebels. Whew. Big win, baby. Big win. Close game, too. Super fun to watch, man. 178.5 to 177. Crazy. Crazy.
Everybody's like, copyright infringement. We're like, we know, dude. We know. Trust me. I get emails every single day of all my stuff being copyrighted, man. So we're just gonna go in all day, man. All day.
Yo, next match, man. Yo, we talked about it. The turnaround.
Hold on, dude. Hold on. I got some vids, man. Let's go. Little guy. BK.
Yeah.
Those are strong, baby.
Dude.
Those are strong. Strong hook sets for his team, man. Yeah, hey, strong hook sets for his team, man.
The first fish, the self alley-oop into the net. Love to see that.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Hey, listen, honestly, this was a big win for the Rebels, man. And we did talk to Greg, man. The Maniacs, look, man, kudos for them putting on a good show like that. 1.5 inches. The Rebels, man, continue to put, honestly, dude, they continue to put some close games together on the road. That's what it's going to take to win. That's what it's going to take to get the playoffs, man. You have to cover at home, but you also have to make those big wins on the road, man. They did it. Yep. Honestly, God, I did talk to Greg. Here's the footage talking to Greg after the match. Everybody here with Greg Crass, the huge win on the road, dude. This is the second road win that you guys have done and squeaked it out, man. Huge road win against Maine. Catapults you to second now in the Northeast, man. Greg, you are a huge part of this win, catching the 20 in the last couple minutes, man, or the hour. And man, talk about it. Let's go, man. Your team has got to be fired up after that win.
Yeah, we had a good night last night. We went to Justin Lacasse has family up there in Naples, and we ended up having a little party with lobsters and clams. So it was nice to go back and everyone congratulating us. We had a good time celebrating the win, and we're still pumped up today, texting each other like on the moon right now because like you said, two away wins after dropping week 1 loss was big, especially against the teams that we were facing. So, it was big team win too. Everyone had to produce to win, just like we had to do at Mass. So, really good there. Talking about like the fish that I caught in the last hour, I guess 40 minutes left.
Yeah.
I had nothing left. I had nothing left. I didn't know what to do, and I just looked around at what I was comfortable with, and I started skipping docks, and I made perfect skip. I felt the tick, and it was game time.
All right, man. That's a little clipping of Greg's interview, man. We're going to upload all the interviews in full to Motion Sports Network. Go check them out. We've got full player interviews after the game. But, man, hey, look, Greg had to do what he had to do, man. That's a great team win, dude. Awesome win by Rhode Island.
10 out of 10, man. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's go ahead and get back into it, man. We've got the Massachusetts Maulers taking on Bay State Attack, man, on Charles River. Massachusetts Maulers does its thing, man. They take the win, man. They had to have this win, man. No doubt, dude. They had to have this win. It was, you cannot lose to Bay State. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
It starts with one, dude. Starts with one. That is the beginning of the turnaround that we're talking about for the Maulers, man. I think people forget these are the champs, defending champs.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And for them to get some momentum, they had the break, they come back, they get a win, got a little break this weekend. I mean, scary team, guys, scary team. And Bay State, sorry, man, you may have been the catalyst to get that team back on track. So.
Yeah, exactly. It was a much needed win for sure. I'm sure there's a little bit of relief, but I wanted to be honest with you, man. I don't know if you got a chance to see their broadcast. Absolutely fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. It was so good. Thank you guys for putting on a good show, man.
We got teams that get it, and we got other ones that are working out the kinks, and we got some that leave things to be desired. But
yeah, no doubt, no doubt, man, no doubt. Man, this game I want to talk about. I mean, spend a little time on the Pennsylvania Bronzebacks, Delaware Doom. Dude, this game was so good, man. This was a fun game to watch. And guys, I just want to get right into it, man. This is what we want. This is the stuff that we want right here. Watch this, guys. This is what I love, man. This is so good. Look how beautiful that is, man.
Susky, baby.
Smash. Smalley's on top, baby. J.R. Ritz.
Dude, man.
Doing work, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this, man. This is old-time fishing. Out of your kayak, walking it down. Kayak tethered to you. We had JR on, man. Look at this. Smooth as silk right there. Get in the net. Got it.
I wouldn't call that smooth as silk, but he got it.
It's good stuff, man. He's got it, dude. See, I would personally just reached over and grabbed its mouth, man. You net folks are just killing me.
Yeah, you'd have gotten a whopper plopper in your hand too.
Yeah, man. It's just good stuff. JR had an awesome day, dude. And, with Delaware, he hit 143 inches, I believe, in a losing effort.
Yeah, man.
We'll talk about that here in a minute. But, yeah, it's good stuff, man. And then I want to get over to this one right here. Watch this. This was beautiful right here. Watch this. Check this out. Boom. As soon as he freaking throws it in there, smashes the whopper blopper, man.
Airborne too. So sick.
Isn't that awesome?
So cool, man. Jealous. That's definitely a place I want to go as a Texas boy. That like I've not really caught that many smallmouth, so that's on my bucket list, man. And now I know who to guide me.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a trout net? I believe that's a trout net. It's in there though, man.
He's waiting, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, man. It was a solid effort by JR, man. But Delaware does fall, man. They do fall. And it's too bad. But it was a valiant effort on both teams, man. But Pennsylvania crawls back, man. 2-2. Both teams are 2-2, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, no. Delaware's 1-2. Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that game, on the show last week, really breaking that one down because we were splitting hairs, man. We thought it'd be close. Yep. My hat's off to the Bronzebacks putting their opponents on a great fishery, putting on a hell of a show, and just getting a big dub, mentally tough dub too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt, man. I do want to say this, guys. That effort that J.R. Rents had himself an effort. There's no doubt about it. And with that being said, J.R. Rents is the North's Cross Kicks winner. He gets a pair of Cross Kicks hybrid shoes. Man, look, those are so awesome, dude. Thank you, Cross Kicks, for sponsoring the KFL. But JR will be getting himself a nice, sweet pair, and they're going to work things out and try to get it shipped out to him. But there you go, man. Just got a message. Congratulations, JR, for that effort, man.
Yeah,
awesome.
Man, I fished a lot of tournaments with Levis, and he's always rocking those things. They're sweet.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. They are definitely sweet. So, man, as I said, Pennsylvania, man, that's a big win, man. That's a big win in their boat. Listen, I've got we got to give kudos, man, to the Pennsylvania Bronzebacks in terms of who did what, man. And I'll be honest with you, there's an up and comer. We talk about these kids from Granite State. There's an up and coming kid that you guys need to pay attention to. And man, I tell you what, I'm just looking through here, but here, his name right here is Nate Hall. Nate Hall had himself a day, dude. He put it like 109 inches on the board. Had an opportunity to speak with Nate. Real good kid. And what you do is just go over to Motion Sports. You'll be able to see all those interviews. We interviewed Nate as well. I screwed up. I'll be honest with you. I had used week 3 stats, so I'm such an idiot and an embarrassment. But I used week 3 stats to talk about his week 4, and but he's a good kid, man. It was a good kid, and we'll upload all the videos and all the interviews over at Motion Sports. So really cool. So anyway,
man, something about the last name Hall makes you a badass kayak fisherman. Zach Hall. I mean, I'm sure some of y'all know him from the national scene. That dude's a bad man, dude.
Yeah, he's
now
a
Nate Hall's up and coming.
Yeah, Nate Hall. He's a good kid, man. I mean, I had an opportunity to interview him. He's a really good kid. So, but I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed with Pennsylvania Bronzebacks. Man, they started out 0-2, now they're 2-2. Man, they're kicking and screaming their way back to the top. And man, they've got a tough conference in terms of you got New York leading, you got Connecticut there at 2-1, both 2-1. Pennsylvania did themselves really good this week.
Yeah, and just like I said earlier, like the mental toughness, I called them out last week. I said I wanted to see it, and thank you for putting my foot in my own mouth. I called them out. I said, let's see it. Doom and them got some history, rivals for sure. Bronzebacks go out, they put them on a god tier fishery too. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't default to, well, let's go catch dinks and see who gets lucky. They put him on a slobber knocker of a fishery, man. And yeah, hats off to him, man. Great win.
Yeah, man.
Great win.
Oh man, this next game, guys.
Oh, Greg and
wow,
I got owed
man.
up to.
Oh man, this guys, this next game, man. We got to show this game reverence. We have to crank up the music a little bit more. And comes to town, comes to Nickajack, and absolutely takes it to the Shiners, man. They win 171.5 to 159.5. And buddy, I'm telling you what, David Kerr had himself a day, dude. Puts up a 23 right out of the gate, man. Sticks it right into to the team, the Todd Patricks of the teams. And man, I mean, Todd was on air. He was nervous. His voice was shaking. I thought he was going to cry, to be honest with you. But I mean, look, Motor City came in there. Look, swept Tennessee, swept them, dude. That is the way to do it, man. That is absolutely the way to do it.
Look, man, we talked earlier, and this season's still so young, but we talked about who does the North run through, and we said, is it the Shiners or is it the Ambassadors? We have our answer.
Yeah,
we know who runs the North now.
Yeah, we do. Speaking of Dave Kerr, I had an opportunity to talk to Dave after the win. Here we go. All right, everybody, with David Kerr from the undefeated Motor City Ambassadors, man, what a huge road win. Look, all eyes were on Tennessee Shiners in the beginning of the season, right? Everybody's like, this team is stacked. Completely, basically disregarded any other team in your conference. You guys had an awesome season last year. You're new to the KFL, man. I'm sure the team didn't like that too much going into the season. All eyes were on Tennessee Shiners, but man, you have swept them this season, man. Both at home and now on the road. David, you were a big part of that. Talk about yesterday and talk about what the team is like right now, man. They've got to be on cloud nine.
Yeah, we're all very excited. Like, I think one thing that Matt has done is put together a team that, like, we're very well rounded, and we all like each other. So, like, when I joined the team this past winter, it was once or twice a month, always getting on the phone, and just instead of just talking about logistics of the season, we'd hang on there for an hour or two, just talking and getting to know each other. So, starting there at the beginning of the year, we have built a lot of relationships with each other. We've all bought into the team concept, and we've gone out and executed on that. And we're just, like you're saying, we're on cloud nine right now. I mean, nobody expected us to beat Tennessee, come down to Tennessee and beat them. And just to be able to do that, it's amazing.
David, so you fished all over the country, especially in Michigan. You're a hammer up in Michigan, man. Talk about this new format for you personally, man. I mean, talk about the KFL and what's like to fish the KFL for you personally, man. I mean, we talked when you came down to Washington. You didn't really understand what it was like, and then you got to see after the game, kind of like, hey, man, this is a little different, man. But this is different.
It is different. And I really enjoy it. To me, it's almost a little more like low pressure. If you have confidence in your teammates that they're going to pick you up, and if you have a bad day, somebody else is going to get on it. To me, it feels almost a little more relaxed. And then understanding, going into the strategy of understanding what your role is that day based on pre-fishing and what everybody's found, what's your role this day. And so when I was down there fishing against all of you on the Potomac, my role was, because I found some bigs in those pads, was to stay there. And if you're in an individual tournament, you wouldn't stay there and do that, because I wasn't catching many. I was getting bit here and there. Yeah, I would have gone. And then Zach did the same thing against Tennessee on Burt and Mullet. He found some bigs in the river, and he stayed there all day trying to fish those bigs, and everybody else kind of put together what they needed to do. And so that's the whole thing that's really different is just being confident in your team members and understanding your role and sticking to that, because you're doing that for a reason. If your role is to get the numbers, your role is to get the kicker, just go out and do it. Don't get scared if you're not catching a bunch of fish, because you don't need to go out and catch 5. If you're going for that kicker, you just need to catch 1.
Exactly. Hey, breaking news: Eric Polens accused you of catching his 23-incher yesterday. Is there any truth in
that? There's some truth. There's a little bit of truth to that. So that was a spot we found, because Eric and I started off yesterday. We practiced together. We went out and fished ledges and didn't find much out fishing ledges. So we found this spot, and he was going to start there, and we caught a couple decent ones there in practice. And he's going to start there. And my spot, I had to go by that area anyways. And he's just down a little bit. He's stopping and getting ready to start fishing. So when time starts, I'm like, well, I'm just, while I'm cruising here, I'm going to make some casts into this area, because I know there's some decent ones here. And then there was some logs sticking up, and I'm like, yep, going to cast there. And hooked into that. I'm hooting and hollering. He comes over. He goes, I love you, but I hate you right now.
All right, man. That's David Kerr, man. Listen, I want to spend a little bit more time with him because, man, what a performance that him and the Motor City Ambassadors put on, BK. And we have a little announcement to make. Courtesy of Rip It Energy, David Kerr is your North Week 4 MVP. Congratulations,
Deserved.
David Kerr, man.
Deserved.
Well done. Dude, you go on the road, you beat Tennessee Shiners at home, and you put up 23 up on the board that early and put literally the dagger in their throat, and they're doing catch up all day long, and they can't come back, man. He shook them early, man. He shook them early with that, and the whole team piled on. George Nemeth had a fantastic game as well in that matchup too. George put up like seven fish or 6 or 7 fish for them, but David Kerr put up the Giants what's needed and pushed them over the edge. David Kerr is your North Week 4 Rip It Energy MVP. Congratulations, man.
Unanimous MVP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man.
There was not one person that did not vote for him.
Yeah, exactly. So congratulations, man. He gets $500. It's already been sent. So congratulations, David. What a matchup. And now Motor City takes a strong hold, 2-0. They are number 1, guys. They are the number 1 rank in the North in terms of playoffs. So they're sitting pretty. So,
dude, scary team. I wouldn't want to fish against them on any lake, really.
No, trust me, we know that.
Yeah.
We know that very well.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Another team that came back from the ashes here. Indianapolis Knights showed me something this week, man. They showed me something.
Same.
Alabama Hammers, they take another loss at home at Wedowee or Wedowee, I think it's called. And man, the Indianapolis Knights go on the road. They get their very first win on the road, BK, and as a franchise.
Yeah, I called them out last week. I said we needed to see it. They responded again, foot and mouth. Happy to take it, man. Like that's, y'all can take it as trash talk if you want. It's more of a challenge. And the Knights showed up, man. The best team name in the game, baby. Yep. That's what's up.
They were led by Mike Elsey in his efforts. Let's talk with Mike here real quick, and then let's get his thoughts. Everybody, we are joined by the national champion himself, Mr. Mike Elsey, a part of the Indianapolis Knights, who has swept Alabama both home and away, and a big win on the road, man. Your first road game, I think, that you guys won, right, as a team? Is that correct?
I believe so. Yeah. Last year, just getting this whole KFL team thing going, we didn't win anything on the road last year. So being our first win this time down there in the heat and humidity, it was a big one for us.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama took you guys on a lake that really is unknown. It's Wedowee. It's supposed to be a big lake with a lot of fish in it, man. It just hadn't showed out yet, man. I don't know. I guess it's good as the heat.
I don't know. It is a big lake for sure. I mean, and it fishes a lot bigger even than what it is because, the creeks and things that feed into it go on forever. And there's just so many little nooks and crannies and coves and points and coves off of coves and everything else, and a lot of deep water, like a really deep water. That place fishes huge. It's a beautiful lake. It's the first time I've ever seen it, but it really is. It's a beautiful lake. It's got really good fish in it. But yeah, it's, to try to figure something out, that size in just a couple of days is kind of hard to do, but, we've did enough anyway. So it was a good deal. Good trip.
Yeah, man. So there you go, dude. I mean, he goes on and on with. We have a whole full interview again. We'll post it up on Motion Sports, all the interviews. But he goes on and talks about how difficult it was. I mean, it is. It's full of creeks. It's full of rivers, and it was a very very tough deal. And also, what was tough about it, man, the service. Couldn't get any service out there to really show.
When he said those creek arms just went on forever, it gave me Toledo Bend flashbacks, and I'm gonna need to pop another beer.
Yeah, man, it is.
I absolutely skunked that tournament. Okay.
Yeah. This is exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. So, hey, but you know what, man? The Indianapolis Knights now, they're 2-1, man. They're only 1 game behind Motor City Ambassadors. Here's what's great about this, BK. Let's talk about this real quick. This division is like a gauntlet. Okay, it's one of the toughest divisions in the KFL. There's no doubt about it, man. You've got 4 very strong teams. Alabama's falling. Alabama's falling off the wayside. I mean, they got some work to do, man. I'm not going to sweep Alabama under the rug. They got some really pissed off guys right now on that team. They know that they are better anglers than what's been produced. They don't think that their body of water has showed out very well. So, they've got to kind of regroup, man. And their team is going to have to rally around their leader and see what happens. But at the same time, you've got a different situation in Indianapolis. Mike Elsey, Sam Jones, Adam Murray, Jason Cassidy, Brian Sparks, those guys. I mean, Chip Romanovich, those guys are pumped up right now, man. They have a chance. And here's what's great about the KFL, man. They've waited. They did take the loss against the Shiners, but now they've got a home and home. They go to St. Clair, man. I got chills just talking about this. They go to St. Clair to take Motor City Ambassadors on head to head, and then they have a away and a home game, right? Away and a home game back to back against this. I'm telling you, Indianapolis Knights, this is their time. This is their time. If they could go to St. Clair and put up a victory there, and then bring them home and sweep the Motor City Ambassadors, I mean, it shakes up the whole North, not just that division, the whole North.
Yeah, but I'm not living in a pretend world. I got Motor City at home on St. Clair, man. Like that is, oof. I'm expecting some giants from that one, dude. And look, Indianapolis, congrats on the first road win. You've done it once. That's great. Let's see it again, man. Let's see it again. Like that's not saying you can't do it, but you got a tall task ahead of you. It's not as easy as Greg just made it sound.
No, it's not. Exactly. I mean, winning at Motor City and St. Clair, good luck. But it's going to be fun.
And we just said the North it goes through Motor City right now. It is a hot 100%. Team. Hot. 100%
goes through the Motor City Ambassadors. All right, next game was epic, man. Epic game. This was so fun to watch, man. Yeah. Norfolk Privateers. It was. Listen, here's the deal. Like these guys did not win a game. Okay, the 0-2 versus 0-3 teams. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. This was a fun matchup. This is what good fishing's all about. Robert Brown was not fishing this. I was concerned about the Norfolk Privateers, man. I kind of gave him some crap, dude.
Robert Brown. Robert, you're sorry. We are sorry. Greg,
we are sorry.
I will. We are sorry. You were right. Yep. Norfolk Privateers, we're almost sorry, except that you didn't do this for 3 weeks in a row. So we're half sorry.
Yeah. Western Branch showed out, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. Even with losing an effort, Tar Heel Lunkers, man. I know that they lost and they take the L, man. But this was such a great effort on their team. Dave Hart, fished his butt off. He had good content. If you watch that final hour of watching the broadcast, you'll see Dave Hart and friends fish. I mean, it was so good, man. And Nathan Green caught some bigs for Norfolk Privateers, as well as, man, I tell you what, David Miller absolutely put on a show here for the Norfolk Privateers, man. My hat's off to him, man. I mean, 94 inches for him. Hey, it was awesome.
Hats off. Great win. And the other thing is the division that Norfolk is in. There was a team that had a stranglehold on it, and they kind of choked it out a little bit this weekend. And we'll get into that. But that division's wide open, man. It's wide open.
It is. And you're right, because, I mean, like, this is another division. It's the Piedmont. You have no idea what's going to happen. It's literally every game matters. And, I mean, Norfolk Privateers with 3 losses, if they run through this, man, they might have a chance. To take a wild card.
Need a lot of help.
it's going to need a lot of help. But you know what?
Yeah.
You got to continue to win, and I think that they've they're showing themselves good, man. So
Absolutely.
it was a fun game, nonetheless, to watch, man. So good, kudos. Just the opposite of that was the Carolina Casters and Virginia Reapers. not a fun game to watch, man. But you know what? Somebody's gonna have to win. Carolina Casters does take the road victory, dude. I am super impressed with this team, man. I mean, look, they were not that great last year. I'm gonna be honest with you, and you're kind of like wondering, when Corey comes in and takes this position into this, dude, he has given this team a very, very good spark. They sit right behind the Warhawks in the Piedmont Division by a game. This was a huge road victory for Carolina, man.
Agreed. Carolina is building in the right direction, but let's call this game what it is. Reapers choked. I mean, sorry, Ryan Sarko, you're my boy, man. I love you, man, but y'all messed the bed, man. I don't know how else to tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, not only with the performance, but the lake. I mean, the lake did not show out. I mean, Beaver Dam just was a struggle all day long. It's just part of it, man. It's Virginia fishing. Look, here's the deal: 50 miles away from Beaver Dam, you had Western Branch.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just the way Virginia is, guys. You could put on a freaking donkey show, and then you go to another body of water, and then here you are, you're putting up 98 inches. So it just happens that way.
And I agree, tough fishing, but for the Reapers, man, you get a chance to take a stranglehold on the division.
Yeah.
And y'all do that? Come on,
Look
man.
at this. Corey said, practice was incredible, and fishing just flat out sucked. But you know what, dude? You know what? Here's the deal. At the end of the day, there's no pictures on scorecards. You got it. You know what I mean? There's no pictures on scorecards. You got the W, man. And again, we're going to go over the playoff picture, man. We're going to go over this real quick. Eventually as the show goes on. But that was a big win for Carolina.
Huge.
2-1, guys.
Huge.
2-1.
Huge.
Yep. We had 180 inches in 4 hours on Friday. Holy smokes, Corey.
We get it, Corey. You're awesome at fishing. We get it.
That was awesome, dude. Wow. Pouring rain. Let's see. Pouring rain. Still got the W, man. That's good stuff. But
fish are already wet. Get out of here, Stephen.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, you know what? A valiant effort. Carolina does take it. Virginia Reapers takes their first loss. Here's what I thought was interesting about that, man. Virginia Reapers, with that one loss, they're out of the playoffs. That's what's so weird about this, man. They're out of the playoffs right now. That one loss.
Yeah, look at later. I don't even. My brain can't handle that.
I'll show you. I'll honestly.
Show me later.
It's crazy. That's how competitive the South is. So anyway, it's just crazy how that works out.
Yeah,
but
insane.
Yeah, guys, another epic matchup here. Sunshine State Swamp Donkeys takes on the Florida Copperheads at Fellsmere. And your boy knows a little bit something about Fellsmere, just a little bit.
Yeah. Why'd you pick the Copperheads?
No, I'm saying this. I know I did pick the Copperheads.
Sorry.
I said I know something about Fellsmere. I don't know anything about the Copperheads. You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, man. I was kind of shocked that the Copperheads would challenge the Swamp Donkeys on this body of water. I really did. I did not think that was going to be in their best interest. I'll be honest with you, because like I told you, Russ Kennedy knows this body of water. Russ alone knows this body of water, and I think he's a dangerous angler on this body of water. But you know what? I'll give the Copperheads credit, man. They didn't lay down that challenge. They put him on that body of water, and I'm blown away by what Swamp Donkeys did here, dude. I'm speechless. I mean, I'm blown away.
I want to say a couple of things. Like, one, good on the Copperheads for putting them on a great body of water, and two, great effort in a losing effort. I mean, that their score is nothing to scoff at. But man, Conrad went ham. Conrad did Conrad stuff, man. He was grinding. My eyes are still sore from looking at his gigantic blinging watch that's in every one of his fish photos from having to judge
speaking of Conrad, I had an opportunity to speak to him, and I want to play this through. I know that you guys just sit back, eat some popcorn. I think you're going to enjoy this interview. All right, we were live with Conrad Benetti. They had a game against the Swamp Donkeys yesterday, and Conrad, man, what a game, man. Let's just be honest. It was an exciting game. Came down to 2 inches right there at the last minute, man. Two big fish came up the board. I thought for sure you guys were actually going to pull this win out, man. But first of all, I want to congratulate your team for a good season. But man, putting on a good show like that, 193 to 191, you guys. I mean, look, it just came down to one kicker there, and man, heck of a matchup.
Definitely. I mean, it was. It didn't go as we planned, but it was definitely a good matchup.
Yeah. So talk about it, man. I mean, look, you led your team with 170 inches, and I mean, you had you even said you lost to 22. It comes down to that. You know, it comes down to those fish. Also, Thomas Anthony or Thomas Woodring had some fish that he had lost. Man, I mean, execution is the key to victory, and it sounds like your team was on fish, but it just didn't happen, man. It just happens that way, right?
That's it, man. It's like the team that throws too many interceptions, too many turnovers, too many bad penalties. We didn't do what we needed to do. I mean, on that body of water, you got to fish. You got to fish perfect, man. You got to fish. You got to capitalize on your opportunity. We didn't do that. It sounds like the other side, they did do that. You know.
I like what you said, man. I mean, you know, you guys were humble in defeat. You know, you said that, you know, quite frankly, you just outworked. You know, but I saw a post that you had said that. I mean, can you expand a little bit about what you meant by that?
I mean, we didn't get me personally. I didn't get out and do much pre-fishing. I know Woodring went out maybe once or twice. I think Matt went out once. Sherman was a late. We put him on disabled list late. Denise came on. He hasn't been out much. So, I mean, those guys been working, pre-fishing, getting out there, putting the time in, and they kind of knew where their bites were, you know, what they needed to win. And you could see by the score that they did what they had to do, you know.
You know, but back last year when they first started their team, I mean, to be honest with you, it was meme central. I mean, you guys didn't take them real seriously. You know, there's a lot of, you know, fun banter going back and forth with teams. But I think as the season progressed, you guys kind of had a little bit more respect for them. You know, got to see what they were doing. They did the same thing with you guys. But do you think that you guys as a team maybe underestimated them coming into this game?
I mean, I think we did. I mean, we didn't capitalize. I mean, at the end of the day, if we capitalize, we win. And we had the opportunities. We let it slip through our fingers. You know, they fished great. I'm not going to take anything away from what they did, but we should have beat them. We didn't. And, you know, it's a good team over there. I mean, definitely shocked us a little bit, you know. But on that body of water, we know that any given day, anybody can put up, you know, good numbers to win. You know, that's why it's going to be entertaining.
Talk about what we talked about this morning, man. Something that's really never happened to you, and I've never heard happen either. Talk about that 22 that just vanished.
It was the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. I catch the 23, then I catch a 19. I know the area I'm in has bigger fish. I mean, it's a specific hole I fish. It's not on any maps. I know the area always holds fish when the water's right. The water was right yesterday. So after the 23, the 19, I do what I was doing. I crushed one right off the edge of the hydrilla, jumps, lands in the mat, and now I'm pretty much just skating it on top of the water. She's coming right in, mouth's wide open. You can see it through the hydrilla. She's coming right at me. I grab the net. I put the net in the water. She's coming right at me. I mean, I got it to where the line now, I'm able to just, you know, pull back and have the line come right into the net. Next thing I look down, it's just a clump of hydrilla and the 22. I mean, there was no movement, no head shake. There was nothing. I don't know where the bass went. It was the crazy. I just didn't know where it went. I was looking all around the water, like, where is this thing? That was gone. And little did come, you know, right there, puts us at like 197, 198, and we're talking different right now.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, it's just crazy stuff like that happens. I mean, you can't really explain it. It's just part of fishing, man. I mean, it's the law of physics that just cannot be explained, right? I mean, but it happens. But guys, the reality is this: you're 2-2, right? The Swamp Donkeys have a game up on you in terms of head-to-head. You guys reface them back on Orange Lake. If you guys beat them on Third Lake, you know, it's a wash, right? And then you got Coosa. You guys are in a very competitive conference. You also are a game behind Southern Slayers. So it sounds like to me you're going to have to win out, and you're going to need some help, man. It's just the way it's going to work. But you guys got to take care of business, you know, on the water, man. What's the team mentality now? I mean, you got 24 hours to kind of think about it. What's your team mentality going into it right now?
We got to get out there. We got to start going to work. We're going to get all our anglers going to be pre-fishing now for Orange. You know, we had a set group of guys that were going for Orange, but now we said no. We're going to get everyone of our team, except for Charlie. He'll be the only one that's not down there. 7 of us will be pre-fishing Orange Lake, and we'll make the determination of who's going to be on that water. Because right now, we got fishing better than others right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, you're exactly right. I was talking to Greg Crass, and there's 3 guys that are fishing, for the Rhode Island Rebels. They said that there's a 4th position, and there's going to be a battle of 2 guys. They're going to go out to the lake. The top 2 fish in 4 hours. Whoever catches the top 2 bass is going to get the spot. Is that something that you guys are going to be kind of doing yourselves? Have a little competition between the team and fish your best 4?
I mean, me personally, I don't like that because, I mean, just basing it coming down to a little quick competition, that's really not showing much. I mean,
Okay.
you know what I mean? That's not enough for me to make a determination. I mean,
Right.
in my opinion, just get everybody out on the water. Let everyone tell who feels comfortable doing what. If they think that suits their style of fishing, if they're going to be able to do well on it. You know, I think you guys got to be honest with each other and just know what your limitations are. You know what I mean?
Exactly, for the betterment of the team. Exactly, because you can't afford one more loss. I mean, you got to win out, right?
That's
so,
it.
Yeah,
got to get tough around town with our team, man.
Yeah, no, I get, I got you, man. I got you. Well, hey, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for the honesty, man. And look out for the Copperheads, man. I mean, here, again, you lose at home. It's just a nick in the road, man. But let's come out firing the next couple weeks, see what happens, man.
Tough.
All right, man. Hey, listen, you know what? Brutal honesty, man. I mean, it's one of those things. You got to face it, man. You got to face the music, dude. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The Swamp Donkeys got in their heads, man. And that's a brutal loss for the Copperheads. But
man, just what a good looking dude. Right?
Well, speaking of the great looking dude, man, listen, we've got the guy who absolutely put it on him, Mr. Russ Kennedy's with us tonight, man, from the Swamp Donkeys. Russ, great job, man. Congratulations to your team, dude. Great weekend.
Well, I appreciate it. We had a great time. Again, competition, going against those guys. They're a great bunch of fishermen. We had a game plan. It worked out, and we were fortunate to pull it up.
Man, Russ, talk about your day specifically, man. You led the entire board at 179 inches, man. Dude, that is awesome. I mean, you led the entire freaking league at 179 inches. I mean, Fellsmere, you know what you can do. It's one thing, to rely on history, but Russ, your team needed every single inch that you got. And your team must be on cloud 9, man. I mean, but let's talk about your performance individually. What did you do different this time around that the Copperheads didn't do?
Well, again, I just went to, Bob Brisky and I, we pre-fished, twice together. We hit down south, on the southwest end, and then we went to the pits. We weren't really catching anything. And we all know that, if you go down to the pits, go down south, it's a hit or miss when it comes down to it. I told you Wednesday I caught a 24.5, so I was excited about that. But again, it's a hit or miss when it comes down to that. So,
yeah.
When we fished the calf event in February, I just decided I think it was Saturday the week before, because we fished Friday and Saturday. I think Saturday I just went back to the place where I fished in the calf event, just making sure that those fish were still there. And I think I ended up catching 30 that day, and I was like, okay, they're still there. Let's have some fun. It is what it is.
Save some for Saturday, bro.
Right. And also at the same time, bring in Robert Brooks in, having them an opportunity to fish that area too, knowing that, okay, if he goes south, there probably is not going to be ample amount of fish for him to catch. We've got Bob and Bobby, at the pits in that area just as well. So as long as I keep them in my area, then we have an opportunity, because it benefited us. He caught a 20, and he caught a couple other ones that helped us out just as well. So,
Russ, I got a question for you, man. Your
Sure.
mic quality is about as good as that hat you've got working, but we'll deal with that later. Man, do you think because before the game, I mean, the reason I kind of picked you guys was that I thought y'all made better adjustments. That water temp had to be so hot. Do you think y'all's ability to kind of start shallow, then drift and fish, some of the deeper channels, stuff like that, where maybe some of the Copperheads guys just, that's not really their thing? Do you think that played a factor in it?
Well, it's kind of funny because, when we first, our first cast, we were talking about it on our group instant message, and we were like, hey, I told everybody, hey, I'm gonna have my first upgrade or my first catch. I'm gonna have it within the first 30 minutes. Second catch, I catch I don't know, I think she was like 12 inches. I was like, okay, hey, there we go. There we go, but at least I knew that they were still there. So with that being said, we were pretty much down a canal that had a lot of vegetation, and that's what you needed. You need that grass, so that they could filter in between and so on and so on. And then once I found that grass, Robert Brooks, he was punching a little bit right on the grass edge, which really helped him out. Yeah. But, just more or less just running, and me, everybody knows, well, I'm going to give it away because I'm a fisherman and people watch the show. But whenever I go to Fellsmere, I go to Bridgestone Candy Store and I get a swim bait, right? I'm not going to tell you the color, but then I get a Picasso underspin, and that's all I need.
Yep.
You just ringed BK's ears in sweet music right there, man. He's always telling me throw that underspin.
Yeah, I mean that's all you need, and you can ask everybody on my team. As a matter of fact, I told everybody to go to Picasso, order them. I used to give them out. I give everybody my swim baits, from Bridgemaster, and that helps us out. And like I said, it was funny when we were pre-fishing back, I think in the summertime for the original match that we had with them. I had a couple of other teammates on, and I was throwing my swing bait, catching fish right in front of them. And they're like, hey, I said, y'all want some? And they're like, no. Okay. 20 minutes later, 3 more fish are on the board. All right, I'll take one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just the way it is. So. But like I said, I was fortunate. I knew the area, and as a team, I give it to the team because one of the things I told Greg when we talked earlier is that those 20s really counted when it really came down to it. I still couldn't find my other 22 because where I marked it, like that 20 and a half that I caught, I had caught her last Saturday, so I knew where she was. So all I had to do was just go to her, and it was funny because same time, same day, just a different day, but same time. She was there. I threw the same swim bait. Bam, there she was.
Love it.
Let's talk about your team real quick, Russ. We're gonna let you go, but the Swamp Donkeys, man. Let's be honest with you guys. Was not given the credit that you guys deserve, man. I mean, no one picked you in terms. Well, BK did, but honestly, like no one thought that this was going to happen. This has got to be every team has to have a franchise winning moment to propel them. I think that this is by far the moment for your team. And it's obviously, I can imagine what your team dinner was like, what your team chat was like and everything else. You got to take this and run with it, man. This is momentum at its peak. You got to do something at Murray, man. What are you guys doing with this kind of victory?
So, we did our big dinner, Longhorn Steakhouse. We were a bunch of jackasses.
Fancy boys.
We were a bunch of jackasses against.
Hey, man, that's cinnamon butter in the rolls, man.
It was great.
Chef's kiss.
We all got together, and that group of waitresses and everything, they were so cordial and stuff like that. We had a picture taken, and they were photobombing our picture. I mean, it was awesome.
Right.
But anyway,
celebrity, man.
Just a bunch of hot fishing dudes wearing their hats.
You wear a hat like that, man. I want your autograph too, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Stylish. But anyways, so the following morning, I called everybody or instant messaged everybody because again, we are a team, and that's the neat thing about it. We contacted everybody on the team. I sent out a message. I said, hey, I appreciate everything that, even the guys that weren't fishing, with them getting online and, telling us exactly, as far as the push and stuff like that, the last hour, the last 20 minutes and so on and so on. I mean, I caught my last 18 and a quarter, like with 2 minutes left, I mean, well, I'm just like coasting, with the wind, just pushing us back to the bank, and I'm just catching fish. But, just reaching out to them, letting them know that, hey, you guys did a great job pushing us and stuff like that. I mean, that's part of the teamwork that I think our team has instilled, collectively. Now we have our little niches and stuff like that, but collectively, I think as a team. So, again, focus on Lake Murray. We've definitely we've been up there already for about, I think, 4 days. So we've already fished the area. As a matter of fact, we did it with the Copperheads. So, so we're John fished. We got a good idea. So the numbers, hopefully, they match up just as well. But we do have an idea as far as where to fish. So we're going to go up there early again to do our pre-fishing and stuff like that. And then just keep the push on. Again, we know we've got other teams. Beating the Copperheads one time, hoorah! Again, it was just a match.
I love it.
We just got to move on.
BK, I told you this privately. This is the hardest working team in the KFL. This is the hardest working team in terms of pre-fishing, the miles driven. They're taking their vacation time. They're pre-fishing. They're taking their vacations around the areas that they're going to be fishing during the season. I can't tell you how impressive that is to me. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that means you're committed. I mean, like none other. And it's just starting to show, man. I hope the hard work pays off for you the remainder of the year, Russ. Your hard work, my friend, I want to tell you this. Your hard work paid off for you individually this week. Russ Kennedy, you are the Rip It Energy MVP of the South Division, baby. Good job, man. Good job, dude. $500, brother. Yeah, man. Great work to you, man. Awesome. Well deserved, man. Well deserved.
Almost unanimous, Russ. You didn't get one vote. Sorry. The North was unanimous. The South,
it was great.
But one.
Boom. So there you go, man. Congratulations, dude. You get $500, buddy. And great job, dude.
Yeah.
Now, one question that I do have is that right at the end of the match, talking to Conrad, so the MVP of the losing team, gets a pair of cross kicks, right?
Yes, cross kicks. Yeah, Conrad Benetti is the cross kicks winner.
All right.
Yes.
All
yes.
Right.
He does.
That.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, he is receiving a pair from cross kicks as well. So he is the South winner of the cross kicks. So congratulations, Conrad Benetti, and his effort. Because I mean, like BK said, he put up some effort. He put up an effort too, man. Yeah, he had 170.75 inches. So congratulations, man. Yeah.
He started catching up to me, and I was like, oh no, I got to catch more.
Oh no, Russ.
Oh, no.
Russ, congratulations, man. We got to move on, man. But great job, dude. All right, man.
Thank you.
Take care. That's Russ Kennedy, man, from the Swamp Donkeys, dude. Impressive. I mean, we spent a lot of time on the game because it's well deserved, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean
those are the kind of games that we want.
I mean, and we had the premier matchup in Benetti versus everyone. It seemed like, man. I mean, I judged those fish Saturday, and I got pretty tired of seeing Conrad's watch. I'm gonna say that. Like he just kept submitting fish, man. And I was like, God, Conrad's literally gonna 1v9 it. And he damn near did, man.
It was good. It was good. All right, next game, man. Coosa Kingfishers doing Coosa Kingfishers things. But you know what? I again, another impressive showing by the Punishers in a losing effort. But Coosa Kingfishers, man, 174.75 to 163. I talked to Barry Davis, man. Again, it's the same kind of situation. They lost game-winning fish like you would not believe. I mean,
nobody wants to hear that, man.
But I know, but no one wants. I know, but I'm just telling you, Punishers. Look, this is the closest matchup we've seen at Neely Henry against the Coosa Kingfishers. Man, you have to give the Punishers their due. But you know what? Coosa doesn't want to hear that. They're 4-0. I want to share something with you. I want to look you guys in the eye. This is the content we're looking for with the national broadcast and what anglers and what we want. And we want to promote stars. We are going to spend the time promoting stars who want to invest in what we're doing. And guys, I'm going to tell you this is what we're looking for. I'm going to share this with you real quick. Just let you see a little snippet of the national broadcast. And this was good. This was good. Watch this.
Barry, kind of like the fish in a way that's, productive for this body of water. So they kind of knew. I think two of their guys and two of our guys ended up in the same spot. So, they kind of figured some stuff out.
But you see what I'm talking about? Look at the angle, the communication. He's fishing. He's telling us what he's doing. I love it, man.
But happens.
No. That was mine. It was perfect. Yeah, it was YouTube connection. But dude, straight up, like the angle, the interaction, the education. We watched him fish that bridge, dude. And then Jordan got on his Newport, went up and down the creek, talk about the Newport, talking about his equipment, talking about his kayaks and everything else. It was great. It was great content. It was perfect content. And listen, he lost service in that area. He came right back on. He told us exactly what he was doing, what he caught, and how he caught. Dude, that's what we're looking for, guys. It was good.
Not to mention the hair.
The hair game is good.
Pristine.
It was good. But at the end of the day, man, look, here's the deal. Coosa is dangerous, man. Coosa's dangerous. I mean, are they going to lose?
I don't know, man. But I do want to say, like, I know we've had, Conrad kind of talking about like not executing, Punishers talking about not executing. For those of us that fish lots of tournaments, normally gear related, normally you're not quite dialed in on what you need to be doing there. And we don't pre-fish, we don't practice. That happens. I mean, Conrad talked about it, not a lot of pre-fishing going on their team. And we know Swamp Donkeys were pre-fishing.
Yeah.
They weren't talking about losing fish. So, like, it's all part of it.
Yep.
Losing fish is part of the game. Not an excuse of why you lost.
It is. It's a part of the game. But, look, man, Coosa is in firm control right now.
Indeed.
Man, I mean, look, they actually, I mean, they're going to be number one seed in the playoffs if they continue to do their thing. But here's the deal. Like I was talking to Jordan on air. They're feeling great. Yeah, because they're winning at home. They got to go on the road now 3 games. It's a different ball game now. You know what I mean? Different ball game on the road.
I mean, because of their lack of road wins, I tend to slide on, I think even Todd's power ranking list that Motor City is number 1 right now in my mind. They have the best road victory of teams that are competing for the number 1. Yeah, there you go. Greg, spot on.
Yep.
Coosa is my number 2 or even 3. Not because they haven't been ultra impressive. It's just they don't have a super impressive road win yet.
Right.
And that's what I'm looking for.
Yep, exactly. And I kind of agree with you right there. But man, this is again dangerous team. They're fishing well, great team. I'm looking forward to see what happens, what they do on the road. All right, Southern Slayers, man. Southern Slayers takes care of business, 139.5 to 30.5, man. And Josh Deal had himself a ball game, dude. Awesome game.
Smashed
him.
I think he was the only other guy in the South that was even in the conversation with Russ.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he had an awesome game. I posted a little short clip of him catching a little bass that 18-incher just jumping all over the place, man. That was so cool. Go check that out on the Facebook page, man. But that was some good content, man, right there too. A lot of fun on live.
Without Deal's fish, we're looking at a 30.5 to a 30.5-inch game.
Yeah, if Josh didn't catch those fish like that, man, 139.5 it'd be 30.5 to 30.5. You're exactly right. But,
a tie ball game with 30.5 inches, man. And Kraken, God, man, we've touched on it already.
Spiraling down.
What is going on with that team, dude?
I don't know, man. Look, this was Clarks Hill, not their type of fishery. It's a deep water reservoir type deal, Highland Reservoir. It's just not something that you see. Again, we talk about it all the time. Florida fishermen going outside their boundaries, outside their comfort zone, and going out nationwide and trying to fish this stuff rather than just grassy sand bowls, man. And they were just out of their comfort zone. They're just plain and simple, man.
Not a good look, man.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. All right. Last game, guys. Last game of the night, and we're going to talk about a couple things here real quick, and then we're going to get out of here. But Oklahoma Outlaws, dude, come on, bring in the heat. 128-63.5. It did not start off well. BK did not start off well with Arkansas. We had a DQ Corey Hopper with a violation of safety, which he didn't wear his PFD off the ramp and took a couple casts, and you're done at that point. That hurt him. And, Cody Milton, fishing Conway, dude. That's one of his lakes, but he was having equipment issues, boat issues, all this different stuff. It did not matter because Cayman Rasmussen came in and took care of absolute business. This kid means business, man.
Dude, Oklahoma made just one of the best acquisitions they could have possibly made in getting him on the team.
Yeah.
2, I have a huge issue from my side that an angler went out and was not wearing a PFD. We take that really seriously. Unfortunately, that results in a DQ that is upheld. Like, we're not going to be flimsy about that. But God, Greg, I can't go fishing and not have my PFD on, man.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Without it, dude.
Like we talked about it. I feel naked. I mean, it ought to be like, it's a dumb thing. I mean, adrenaline took over. I get it, man. Me and Corey talked about it, and he was gracious. I didn't want to pour salt in the wounds by any means. It was a terrible mistake. He definitely knows what it meant, and I think he could have been the difference. Who knows? But needless to say, that does not discredit from what Oklahoma did. I did talk to Cayman Rasmussen, and here's what he said about the game. All right, everybody, I'm here with Cayman Rasmussen, now with the Oklahoma Outlaws. They are 2-2. Man, 2 impressive road game wins. Cayman, you've been a part of them both. You had an outstanding day yesterday. Man, first of all, talk about the team format and talk about your performance with the Oklahoma Outlaws and what happened yesterday, man.
Yeah, the team format, it's a totally different ballgame. We had a good game plan going into it. The bite was actually, I never pre-fished, but from what the other guys were saying, it was pretty good. They were kind of on them and thought that we'd get a limit pretty quickly, and that wasn't the case at all. The bite kind of changed. It got a lot tougher, and there were still fish in the area. We ended up catching them, but it was a grind to just even put some fish on the board. But luckily enough, we were able to stick a few and get them in the boat. But
dude, I think you had all but 1 or 2 of your fish with your team, man. I mean, I talked to Preston after the game, and he's like, "Look, man, Cayman's just a beast. Why are you able to go anywhere and just put fish on the board, man? What do you do? I mean, how do you see the water differently, man?"
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just happens. It just comes to me. I don't know. I guess just traveling a lot. That's kind of how I've always learned. Is how I learned to bass fish. From traveling, starting in Utah and then up to Idaho, and then now all over. So it helps, anyways. Just being able to see the water, and I will give the other guys pre-fishing. They really kind of just told me where the fish were, and then I just went out and caught them. This one, anyways.
Hey, but that's great. That's great teamwork, man. Yeah. That's what it's all about, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
They put in the time and effort, and at the end of the day, it's a W, man. What was your team's reaction after the win, man? It had to have been absolutely ecstatic.
Oh yeah, we were stoked. It was a grind. I mean, like, from them going and catching a bunch of fish to us hardly catching any fish and not putting up a limit, it was a little bit of a shock. So it was like, well, this day kind of sucked compared to pre-fish anyways, but we were still stoked to get the win and be able to go home 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2. I mean, saved your season. There's no doubt. You beat the undefeated Arkansas Hogs on their water, man. man, that's a big deal. You even the score, right? They beat you at home. You beat them at home. You have a head-to-head even matchup. So, dude, now it propels you for the rest of the season. I think you guys have maybe one more match against them. That could be determining who's going to win the division, to be honest with you. It's a big deal. So, you got a week off next week, and then we're right back in action the following week, man. Oklahoma Outlaws, guys, pay attention to these guys. Kamen Rasmussen, he's on target for the MVP of the freaking season. The guy's just absolutely destroying it out there. Came in safe travels home, man. Great job over the weekend, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, man. That's Kamen, dude. Stud. Absolute stud.
Weird interview. I've never seen Kamen laugh. It's weird. I was like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah, absolute stud. We got Mr. Todd Patrick with us, man. What's going on there,
What
brother?
up, Todd?
Coming to you from Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's like 100 degrees today. So.
Oh, I can imagine, man. Listen,
welcome to my life every day, bro.
Well, there he goes. I guess he sweated his self off the air.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
no problem.
Hey, while he's trying to come back on, I want to show you guys this real quick. Here is a quick rundown of. Let me see here. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you this. This is so cool, guys. Lance Coley did this, man. This was so cool. This is the RPI. Guys, if you guys know anything about RPI is kind of like the strength of schedule, home and away losses. Each game has a grade, right, as a point factor. College basketball uses RPI strengths, and it comes up with basically who they know is going to be in the bracket, right? Well, Lance kind of did this, man, and Lance put this RPI together, and we posted this on Facebook. But this shows you basically the quality of wins against the opponents and who has the strongest divisions. And this is so good. The Ambassadors, number 1. The Warhawks, number 2, man. Number 2. The Shiners still number 3, even with the 2 losses. Sticks there at number 4. Carolina Casters, Coosa Kingfishers, Rebels, Swamp Donkeys, Slayers, and Hogs are the top 10, man. So it's impressive. There's a lot of formulations and calculations that go into it, but I think it's just so cool, man. It's really, really cool to watch, to see. And again, the effort that gets put into that is really, really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing to see. I feel like before too long, we're going to have a full committee and there's no divisions anymore. And we're voting teams into the national championship. And
yeah. You're right.
You have to be a division champion to qualify. And we don't let Notre Dame in ever. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I'm pretty impressed on how that came out. But here's another thing I want to show you real quick is the rundown of the playoff picture, guys. Here's the playoff picture. How this works. Here's the deal. Like, people are like, how are you getting these teams and where? Well, the thing is this. You got overall record, right? You have division record, you have head-to-head, and then you have point spread. And all that, it's in that order, right? That's how you calculate who's in, who's out, right? And then you have divisions, and then you have the conference. And so you have 3 division winners have an automatic bid. The top 2 division winners get a bye. So the number 1 seed is Motor City on the bottom, on the left-hand side and the north side, and the Granite State Sticks are number 2. And the reason why is because Motor City has a better point spread differential. They haven't had the head-to-heads. They have the same record. They have a better point spread differential. They get the number 1 seed over Granite State. Now, the third team is the New York Empire. They are the 3 seed taking on the 4 seed, which is Indianapolis Knights, right? And then you have the 5, 6 seeds, which, again, Motor City has the opportunity to play because they play the weaker wild cards, right? So you have 5 and 6. So it would be Rhode Island Rebels would host Connecticut, and you have the Indianapolis Knights traveling to New York in Wild Card Weekend, and that winner will take on Granite State, and the winner of the Rhode Island Rebels and the Connecticut Renegades will take on Motor City. Okay, and that's how that shakes out. The South is Coosa number 1, the Warhawks number 2, and the way that shakes out is you've got the 5 and 6 seeds, which is Carolina Casters would host the Swamp Donkeys, and then you have Arkansas Hogs hosting Louisiana. That winner goes to Washington, and the winner between the Casters and Swamp Donkeys goes to Coosa. So that's how it shakes out, guys. It's really, really cool. So yeah, that's the playoffs as of week 4. Guys, this is the Cross Kicks run for the playoff picture. We're going to do this every week. This changed dramatically, obviously, after week 4.
And it will again.
It will 100% again. But anyway, that's the playoff picture. But more importantly, Mr. Todd Patrick is here to give us his power rankings for the KFL after week 4. Man, what a shakeup in power rankings. Give it to us, Todd.
Yeah, this week in the power rankings, I actually ended up putting taking more RPI weight, and that's why you see a big shakeup here. You guys got me pretty good?
Yeah, we're good, man. Go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, number 1, actually, Motor City Ambassadors took over the number 1 spot over the Coosa Kingfishers, who had held it since the beginning. I think that a win on the road and at home versus the Tennessee Shiners was big enough to give them, I think, the best overall body of work that put Motor City as the number 1 spot. The playoffs in the North at this point in time go through Motor City, and that's going to be a team to watch out for, as they have 3 home games, I think, still left. So that's going to be a super dangerous team. Also, they have Alabama, which is rated one of the worst teams in the league, and they get to face them. So their strength of schedule is kind of laxed back with Indianapolis twice and Alabama for sure. Coosa Kingfishers coming in at number 2. Didn't do anything wrong. They did what Coosa does. Jordan Marshall and Coley McGowan, Lance Coley went out and did what they do. It's just Motor City just put together, I think, a little bit better body of work so far. Granite State 6 on a idle week, coming in at number 3. The Rhode Island Rebels make the jump of the week, coming all the way from, I think, 13th or 12th, and they're rated number 4.
Wow!
Todd!
Wow! Incredible.
With two, I think they have 2 road wins, if I'm not mistaken. I've got my stats over here.
Yeah, Massachusetts Maulers and Maniacs for sure.
Yeah, and the Mass Maulers are still giving teams good quality wins because of their RPI and what they can do the rest of the year. The Mass Maulers are, with another win at 2-3, could peak in like around 15 next week. You guys could see something crazy like that happen if Mass goes out and gets another win.
I think 2-2, right?
They're 1-2.
They'll be 2-2. They'll be 2-2. Yeah.
They're 1-2. They'd be 2-2. I apologize.
Yeah,
that's correct. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, Mass Maulers are right there knocking on the door, waiting to come in, and they're at 1-2 right now. So I mean, that's a team that is giving Rhode Island heavy points there to bump them up to 4.
Yeah.
Arkansas Hogs with that loss. I took a lot into account of Corey Hopper being DQ'd there. So that weight of that loss wasn't as bad as it would have been on a 4v4 situation. That's why Arkansas only dropped 2 spots to
I think that's
5.
Fair. That's fair. And no Garrett Morgan.
Yeah, and Garrett Morgan was fishing a local event. Mm-hmm. And then you also had Cody Milton. I know this is backroom talk, but he sunk his boat basically 3 times. And took hours out of his fishing time to not fish. Not to take anything away from Cayman Rasmussen, Ronnie Piper, and all those guys for Oklahoma with that win, but that considered heavily in Arkansas just dropping a couple spots, because Arkansas has 3 wins already, which is a lot of teams in the league that do not have 3 wins yet.
That's right. That's right.
So that's why Arkansas is up to 5. Connecticut Renegades with an idle week. They stay right where they kind of were, 6. Washington Warhawks make the 2nd biggest jump of the week. At idle, they are in 1st place in their division, 2nd in their region, and they benefited from a lot of upsets and things like that going on. That's why you see Washington Warhawks coming up to 7.
We'll take it, baby.
Right behind them, the Carolina Casters. They're 5 in the RPI.
Top 10 for Carolina. Wow.
They're 5 in the RPI. They had their lone loss was to the Warhawks. It was a late. I think it was a 1 fish game.
One fish.
And Carolina going and then beating last week's number 5 team in the Virginia Reapers helped bring the Carolina Castors up to 8. Idle, Louisiana Hurricanes kind of fell a little bit because of not playing. They didn't benefit from the off week. They kind of slipped a little bit. They're going to have Louisiana Hurricanes come out this week, establish themselves with another win, get to 3-1, and you might see them try to push for a top 5 spot if things can shake up there. Sunshine State Swamp Donkeys. Bob Brisky, you asked me after the week 3 pairings, what do we got to do? I said, keep winning, and you'll see your team there. You guys went and got a ginormous win on the road versus the Copperheads on Fellsmere. You guys got an MVP on your team now, and you guys are legit. And the league has to see you guys as a threat in the playoffs. Sunshine State Swamp Donkeys jumped to number 10.
Perfect, man. Good stuff.
Just outside top 10, you have the Tennessee Shiners. We lost 2 games to the best team in the league, and according to the power rankings, with a kind of mediocre schedule remaining. And a lot of that is Indianapolis, even though they have 2 wins, have those 2 wins versus arguably one of the worst teams in the league. And then we still get to play, Tennessee gets to play Alabama at home. And I think that it favors Tennessee to get to that 5-win mark pretty easily and possibly push 6 wins. That's why you see them not drop so far, but they did drop out of the top 10 into the 11th spot. Virginia Reapers, tough loss this week, man. You guys were at home, didn't get it done. You dropped to 12 from 5th. It's just the way the cookies crumbled and how everybody else was able to move up.
Yeah,
Southern Slayers, great job, good win. I think that you guys are positioning yourselves to control your own destiny for the playoffs here.
Agreed.
You have, coming in at 13, keep doing what you're doing, and I would say you guys are going to make the playoffs. New York Empire, they took the hardest hit of sitting and not playing this week. They have a negative 97
point spread differential.
Negative 99.5 point spread differential. I know a lot of that was week 1. It hurt you guys. And I also have you guys in one of the weaker North divisions. That's why New York has fallen. That I'm just explaining. That's why your rank is down to 14. And the Florida Copperheads round out the top 15, 2-2. That says it. I mean, there's only 2-2 teams, or there are 3 in the top 15. You guys are right there. You control your own destiny as well. Go out there, keep winning. No hard feelings towards the Swamp Donkeys, the Copperheads as they dropped out. Indianapolis Knights, you're sitting in the same spot you were last week. I'm explaining why. I think the Alabama Hammers are one of the worst teams. You got 2 wins versus them. It kind of kept you guys idle on the chart. You didn't crack into the top 15. Go in Motor City, and you might see you guys in the top 10 or higher. You guys could be the biggest jump of the week next week with a win. Got to prove it to the RPI and, for the power rankings to jump in. Oklahoma Outlaws coming in at 2-2. Came Rasmussen. Hell of a win. The win was a little devalued based on circumstance of Corey Hopper and Cody Milton. But still, you were able to get that W on the road versus an undefeated team. That brought you guys up into a team that's just on the outside looking in. And then the Pennsylvania Bronzebacks is the 3rd team on the outside looking in, knocking on the door. Nick Audi and friends, guys, keep doing what you're doing. A heck of a win. Way to get to 2-2. And with a win next week, you can see any of those 3 teams push in. And that's the power rankings for the week.
That's good stuff, man. I can't disagree with any of that, Todd. That's good stuff. I just posted that on KFL's Facebook page. Go check that out. Todd, thank you for the work on that, man. I think it's great. Guys, we got to roll. That's an hour and 22 minutes of good, solid KFL coverage of a recap show. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that, man. I hope you really enjoyed that. I think it's a little something different from what you're used to. But congratulations, Dave Kerr and Russ Kennedy for the MVPs of week 4. And You're well deserved. And guys, we take a break next week, and then we go back again right at it for a gauntlet run to the playoffs thereafter. So, man, some big matchups. We will preview some matchups come next week, and enjoy the week off, KFL. Enjoy the week off, and you better come back swinging the following week because, man, it's big shakeup time.
Man, before we go, the weirdest 2-2. Oklahoma, they won at Fairfield.
Yeah.
And then they won at Conway.
Right.
Crazy.
Hey, so give me this.
Crazy.
Give me this. Who before we go, I want to know who's a fraud and who's for real. Give me your undefeated. Give me your top teams who are frauds.
Oh God, man. That's brutal. I want to see Granite State pushed. I don't think they're frauds, but they're towards the top of my list where I'm like, I'm not sure you've got the grit to go on the road in a tough condition and win.
Even though they did take Rhode Island Rebels first game on the road, bro.
Man, I'm sorry, Northeast. You guys got to accept it. It's not. If you guys went to Tennessee and did that, that's way different.
Yeah, but man, dude, I argue. Okay, but anyway, we won't get into the argument.
I just think the Northeast, and this is like my ignorance, like I'm not saying this is fact, it's just my perspective. I think that is so much more similar lake to lake than what you get in the South.
The South is completely diverse. You're 100% correct.
And when Motor City goes down to Tennessee and does that, I'm like, that's for real.
And also, let's say this, the South, the amount of hours it takes to get from place to place is way different from the Northeast. I mean, you're talking about 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours at max for the Northeast, whereas the South, I mean, you're not even halfway there. You know what I mean? To that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying they're phonies. I'm waiting to see it. And I think based on last week, the biggest phony that I think got exposed was maybe the Reapers. That was a bad loss, man. It was just bad loss.
That was a bad loss, no doubt, man. All right, give me your absolute lock. Give me something that that's
Ambassadors,
well.
Man. They have.
I agree.
They have St. Clair still on their schedule. Yeah, they still have home games to go, man. I'll take any bets from the chat that if anybody's going to St. Clair and you think you're beating them, I'll take your money. Give me your money.
Right. They're tough. They are certainly tough. But it is a lake. It is a lake though that is conducive of a team coming in there and winning because, dude, there's bass everywhere. I mean, there's bass literally everywhere on that lake. So I don't know. My phony, boy.
Why do you think on that? Hey, Frank, I know I can say that about the South coming up north, and I would agree with you, but we're talking about phonies right now, and no one in the South has been that good. I was praising the North, just maybe not in a way that you could visibly understand. All the best teams right now are in the North, for the most part, outside of Coosa.
Yeah, I'm not convinced New York Empire is that strong. I mean, they lead their division. I don't think that they are leading the weakest division by numbers. They're leading the weakest division. That to me, I don't think they're going to win their division. I don't think so. I think Connecticut is the much stronger team there.
They didn't even blip my radar.
Well, there you go.
As one of the contenders.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they are contenders.
Yeah, but they are third in the as a divisional winner in the playoffs. I mean, they will be hosting a playoff game. Like I said, I can't say the same thing about Granite State. I think they're a fantastic team. I think everybody in Northeast needs to. It's going to go right through Granite State. I mean,
I think they're a great team. It's just if you're asking me out of the true powerhouse teams to pick someone who I think might not quite be there, they're my pick.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I'm going to go the opposite direction. I think Coosa Kusa is showing me something week in, week out. Like on paper, when I looked at that foursome that was on Who's Fishing, you got Joe McElroy, Jordan Marshall, Coley McGowan, and Lance Coley. Man, I mean, just watching those names come across, if I had to face them, boys, we got a long day, man. We got a long day.
Kusa's good. We'll see how when they get into their heavy travel, how they'll do.
Yep.
We'll
guys, that's it, man. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. Fun show, man. Yep. And I can't wait for the copyright infringement emails to come through again. So anyway, we'll see you guys.
we live for that.
It happens every time. So I ain't worried about it, guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Hey, we'll see y'all Thursday for Hindsight.
Yeah, join us. Hindsight. Boy, it's a banger. It'll be a banger Thursday night, man.
Good.
See you guys. All right.